This segment is sponsored by the Columbus Bar Association.
And now it's time for some wisdom from the Columbus Bar Association. And today we welcome Jane Higgins Marks back. She is an attorney with Carlisle, Patchen, and Murphy. And she's here today to share her expertise about caring for a parent at home, which many of you know a lot about firsthand. So first of all, welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you.
Great.
You know, for people who have this, and it seems like the sandwich generation of ours, we're finding that more and more we are caring for our parents. What kind of documentation should we first of all have in place so that we know we're doing everything we need to do?
Absolutely. We need to make sure that your parent has certain legal documents in place, a healthcare power of attorney, a living will declaration if they want one, a financial power of attorney. This way their care team is in place to help them manage their health care, help them run their finances, and help them with end-of-life decisions.
Wow.
You also want to know if there's a trust in place.
Right.
And if they don't have them, please find a lawyer who can help implement the documents. And if mom or dad doesn't have capacity, you're going to be looking at pursuing a legal guardianship for mom or dad.
Oh, really? So it doesn't default to the family?
It does not.
Wow. Huh. So if you do have somebody at home, maybe you are the POA, their power of attorney for this, what kind of responsibilities financially, trust-wise, I mean, what should you know about that?
Absolutely. If you're acting as agent under a power of attorney or trustee of a trust, you have a legal duty to your parent. That duty is known as a fiduciary duty.
Okay.
And that means you must always put your parent's best interest ahead of your own, avoid conflict of interest, and you can't personally profit from that relationship.
And that sometimes that's a real sticking point for families, isn't it?
It's tricky. I tell people to listen to that voice in the back of your head, and if something is just telling you, maybe I shouldn't be doing this, get some legal advice before you proceed.
Is that an expensive endeavor to get legal help when you're working with something that's just so, it's so like diverse, you know?
Absolutely. Generally, you can get a consultation with an attorney initially, and then you want to ask what the hourly rate is after that, because usually you're on the clock after that initial consultation.
Gotcha. All right, let's talk about if you have a parent who has a particular condition, a physical condition. What should you know about that? What are your parents' rights in relation to that?
It's important to understand your parent's condition and how that's going to progress and the different phases and stages and how it's going to impact their mental and physical health so you can make a long-term care plan for your parent. And it's nice if your parent will agree to take you to a doctor's appointment and give you direct access to that physician so you can get a real firsthand understanding for what to expect.
And depending upon what their issues may be, say they do have either a terminal disease or something long going, like I know with my dad, we had Alzheimer's.
Yes.
It's important to have these discussions early, isn't it?
Absolutely, because then you can get the parents' input and they can participate in the planning.
And what they want.
And you can get a real feel for what's important to them.
Yeah.
Whether you can meet that goal or objective is a different story, but at least you have their feedback.
That's right. Okay, financially. We need help there.
Yes.
So where do we turn?
Okay, this is expensive. It's expensive to deal with an illness and to care for another individual, and a financial advisor can be a real asset here. That advisor can help you understand income, the parent's savings, and how health insurance and long-term care insurance will impact the longevity of those resources.
So long-term care insurance is interesting, though. It can be prickly, because not always home care is very rare in long-term care insurance.
And not that many people have the product to begin with.
Okay.
So a lot of times you're going to say, well, we don't have it. We don't really need to factor that into our plan.
So many things to consider. I think getting a consultation is probably the best way to go.
Step one for sure.
Okay, thank you so much. Good to see you again.
Wonderful.
Great information, of course, and you can always find out more, too. If you're interested in learning more about this or other topics, contact the Columbus Bar Association, 614-221-4112.